In 2025, Chinese companies took 6 of the top 10 spots for global humanoid robot shipments. The US had just 2, and right now, the gap is getting wider. So what happened? And can America actually catch up? This isn't about robots doing backflips on the internet. This is about the first machines designed to replace human physical labor at scale. Factories, warehouses, logistics, even parts of defense. The companies building them have raised billions. Governments are also heavily involved. And the timeline for this isn't decades away. It's a couple of years. So let's break this down properly. Who's ahead? Who's catching up? And what actually matters? Start with the numbers, because they're hard to ignore. In 2025, Chinese companies dominated humanoid robot shipments. 6 of the top 10 globally came from China. Companies like Unitree, Ubtech, and Deep Robotics are pushing aggressively, especially on cost and speed. Their strategy is simple: ship early, iterate fast, scale quickly. Then in April 2026, China hosted a humanoid robot half-marathon in Beijing. Over 300 robots participated. Some fell, some needed help. But one thing stood out. The top robot finished the course in under 50 minutes, down from 2 hours and 40 minutes the year before. That's not incremental progress. That's a substantial leap forward. And this isn't just private companies moving fast. China is treating embodied AI, intelligent AI-powered robots, as a strategic national priority. With coordinated subsidies, infrastructure investment, and sustained research funding. This is a unified top-down push. So if China is that far ahead, why isn't this already over? Because the US isn't standing still. Let's start with Figure AI. In early 2025, they were producing 1 robot every 120 days. By mid-2026, that jumped to 24 robots per day. That's not just growth, that's a production shift. Then there's Tesla. Optimus is already being tested inside real factories. And while Elon Musk's timelines are often ambitious, Tesla has something most robotics companies don't: a global manufacturing system already operating at scale. If they solve reliability, they can move very fast. The US government is also paying attention. Humanoid robots are now entering defense discussions, not just for logistics, but for potential battlefield roles. This is no longer just a tech story, it's strategic. But here's the part most people don't say clearly. Being ahead in funding is not the same as being ahead in deployment. So who's actually winning? It depends on what you measure. If you look at investment, the US leads. Billions are flowing into companies like Figure. If you look at deployment, China leads. More robots are being shipped and used in real environments today. If you look at AI capability, it's close. The US still has an edge, but China is catching up fast. The real difference comes down to this. China has faster hardware iteration, lower production costs, and strong government coordination. The US has a stronger AI ecosystem, more capital, and better software infrastructure. The next 12 to 18 months are going to matter a lot. Questions like, can Figure sustain its production ramp? And for how long? Can Tesla scale Optimus? Can China maintain its lead in deployment? Now that's the real race. If you want to follow this as it unfolds, subscribe. We're tracking this space closely, without the hype. So who's actually winning? Right now, China leads in fast deployment, the US leads in infrastructure and long-term potential. And that tension is exactly why this matters. Because the winner of this race won't just build robots. They'll shape manufacturing, labor, logistics, and possibly global power dynamics. The robots are already here. The real question is, whose robots and on whose terms? If you found this useful, subscribe and drop your take in the comments. Can the US close the gap, or has China already pulled ahead? See you in the next one.